Hey everyone, welcome back to the YouTube channel. As always, I'm Sum.
And I'm Koaty, and this is Koaty Sum, and we are the duo who does more than each other.
So today we are coming to you from our house, and we are sitting with the beautiful, wonderful, business-savvy OnlyFans star, Steph Mi.
As you know, you were on a reality show right now, and Steph has become maybe one of our closest friends in the house.
Maybe.
I don't know. She's been trying to steal my man for the last few weeks.
I don't know who's watching this. I don't want to insult people. But we're bringing her on today because she's going to share more of the business side of OnlyFans, which is something we haven't really talked about on here.
Yeah, we've had.
You guys haven't. We've
talked a little bit about it. I know we go into a lot of the more, I guess, the sexual side of things, but
sexual side, kind of our relationship, how it affects our relationship, and yeah.
But living in this house for the last few weeks, we've learned a lot from the house in general, but especially you, Steph. So we wanted to have you on to kind of let everyone else get to know you.
Yeah, so maybe just start it off by summarizing like
my life, my trauma. No, I'm just kidding.
I think they're seeing our trauma.
No, I don't think anyone's really seen my trauma, but I appreciate the intro. I mean, like, I'm gonna go masturbate after this.
Aren't we all?
No, Cody's gonna help me.
It's Steph, Koaty, and then
he won't know what to do. He won't know how to click the mouse, but okay, I'll fake it for him.
I know it's been like 17 years since he's done that, so
who's counting?
Yeah, for real.
Me.
Yeah, so I started as I guess what you want to call a traditional model and modeling agency. When I was 14, I was signed to a modeling agency. I was casted. I backtrack. I went to a creative and performing arts high school for arts, and we had a fashion show, and it was at the Andy Warhol Museum. And there were agents there, they're scouts, and I was scouted at the fashion show, and it was commercial print. So I did all fun Dick's Sporting Goods and Fisher Price, and just my hair never changed. I never changed the color of my hair. I always had the same length, short little, princess nails, and I did that for a few years. Well, I actually am still technically signed to the agency, but
you are.
Yes, technically.
Okay.
Yeah, and then when I turned 18, I got emancipated at 16, and I just started doing my own thing. I went to college. I paid my way through college. I went there for 5 years for interior design, and I hated it.
Oh wow!
I hated college. I was a commuter. I couldn't afford being in a dorm.
I loved college and the life. I hated the work. It was so hard.
I don't know if I really did the work because I worked 2 full-time jobs and I was taking 21 credits a semester and I was dying.
Yeah, that's a lot. It's a lot of credits.
It's a lot of credits with 2 jobs, and it's an interior architecture program.
Drink from that.
So you didn't enjoy that major in general, interior architecture?
I didn't.
I always thought I would have enjoyed that if I'd actually given it a try.
No, I think I enjoyed the major. I just didn't enjoy college because I was a commuter student, and so and I'm usually very social, but when you're a commuter student, you get teased almost, bullied and teased. This is no hair tie on my wrist. But yeah,
bullied and teased in college
for being a commuter.
Really?
That's the only time you really get bullied and teased, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
went to a state college. I drove there and back every day. I never paid attention or joined any frats or talked to anyone.
So
when I was
you didn't
at school.
have so you didn't have any.
You also
friends.
went
I didn't have any friends in college.
You took off a few years and then went to school. I feel like it was different. If you were 18 and jumped from high school to college, you're still looking for that, kind of vibing, group party kind of atmosphere.
I definitely didn't have that college experience. My college experience was very boring.
Yeah, well, I had a fake ID.
You had the wild college experience.
I was fucking crazy.
Still is.
I still am too, but we hide it well. I had a fake ID when I was 16 or 17. So I was going to bars and stuff really young and got into drugs really young. And I kind of stopped after college. But yeah, I was still doing I was modeling. So at the time, MySpace was cool. And
who was your top 5 friends?
Age is showing. It wasn't 5. It was either
10?
8 or 10.
I narrowed mine down to a top 4. No, they had a top 4 at one point.
Oh yeah,
very
top
nice.
4.
Okay, you were the person that wouldn't let go of MySpace at that point. It was time to let it go.
It was 2005, and I was 15. So yeah,
it's like our parents and Facebook.
Yeah, I think I still have Facebook. FYI, I have Facebook.
So do I.
I have 1.5 million followers on
I feel
there.
like you have to have Facebook. It's like having a license.
For sure, absolutely.
Did she just settle back so she has 1.5 million followers on Facebook?
Yeah, on my fan page. I know.
All right, we're getting there. We're at a solid 6,000.
Which I don't really use it to its potential. I just kind of grew because it was attached to my Instagram, and so I just something must have.
That's how ours is now.
Didn't pay attention
Well, we
to it.
recently started paying attention to it and realized like that's an untapped market.
Yeah.
I know.
So I wish we would.
I think she's the one who made us realize that.
Yeah.
And I have to take, I have to follow my rules sometimes. I don't. I give other people advice and I don't take my own. So yeah, ask Cole. That's what we call an ask Cole.
Yeah.
I'm asking myself for advice and I don't take my own advice. So where did I go from there? College.
This is all in Pittsburgh, right?
This is all in Pittsburgh. Good old Pittsburgh.
Pennsylvania people are the best people.
Yeah, and we say
That's why I'm dating you.
I know.
See, and that's probably why you love me too.
I know. I'm secretly
But
just
Western
obsessed.
Pennsylvania and Eastern Pennsylvania are like different states, honestly.
We are rivals.
We are.
We actually
yin and yang,
we
honestly.
should hate each other.
Yeah.
Because you're just like.
I have a couple of friends in Pittsburgh. Baker is from Pittsburgh.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you probably love him.
Her.
Her.
She's a professional wrestler for the
Her.
WWE, AEW.
Oh yeah, you did tell
She
me.
was one
that.
of my good friends in college. Yeah.
Oh, she's,
But she's like
I
from
took her place.
Punxsutawney though. Like
She said I took her place.
That's okay. She's
I'm the
famous
new girl.
now. We don't
I'm
talk
the new
about
it
as
girl.
much.
So
We're about to
yeah,
be more famous.
yeah, you are. Where was I going? I lost my train of thought.
You're just
You were in college.
in college.
It's crazy.
Oh.
It's a crazy
you're modeling
time.
in college.
Yeah,
You're being
so
bullied in college.
yeah, I wasn't bullied my entire life. From like kindergarten, it stopped in high school. I went to Creative Performing Arts High School, and it just stopped. We didn't have popular kids. We didn't have we had prom and king and queen, but it was based off your grades, academics and stuff. So it was actually you would have.
Oh my god, I would have been prom
flourished.
king.
You would have been So yeah, I was an art student, so I did every medium you can think of: painting, drawing, photography, everything. So that's why I went to school for interior design. I thought it went hand in hand. And at the time too, you couldn't just be a painter. If you told someone you want to be a painter or draw or do anything, it was crazy.
I told senior year, I don't know what grade it was, but I told a teacher, I was like, I think I want to be a chef. And they're like, you're too smart to be a chef.
Yeah, and I hated that
and
shit.
I was like, oh, it was like a flattering, but then also I was like, it's kind of fucked up. Like, why would you tell a student that?
Right. Now you could be like, I want to be a cat. And people were like, okay, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Cool, meow.
Litter box. There
Her
you
for
go.
me, bitch. Her.
So yeah, at the time it was like not cool to say any of that stuff. Or could you imagine saying I want to be like a famous MySpace model?
Oh no, people would have
that's
threw
crazy.
stuff at me.
Yeah, that's so insane. So anyways, I was doing some bikini stuff at the time. Like I would find photographers on MySpace, shoot with them. So cringe. I have to find those photos. They're so bad.
And you dived right in early.
Rode in, right? I rode. I can't stop thinking about Koaty right now.
Wow. Right in front of my fans.
Yeah, so I dove right in. There was always bikini contests, and I always entered the bikini contest. I can't say that I always won these bikini contests because my titties didn't look like the way they did.
They're not
now.
angry.
Yeah,
They weren't as angry
weren't
back then as they are now.
They were
I
like,
feel like they're barking at me right now.
Literally, you can poke me in the eye.
I see some nip.
watch out, bitches, don't fuck with me, okay?
Yeah.
They're stronger than me.
I will titty slap your
I can't
ass.
believe you stand up straight.
I know. I'm getting ready to topple over. Anyways, so yeah, I did a lot of bikini contests. I entered like bikini pageants, and eventually I got into like swimwear pageants. So I went back and forth Vegas to Pittsburgh all the time. So I was missing school really. Like I was like not doing well in school. I was working all the time. And then I started realizing I was making money. And then Instagram popped off.
Yeah.
It started blowing up like what?
2012?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
2012.
I had it definitely before that, but that's when it
MySpace was
got
like
serious.
2005. Facebook
Yeah.
was like 2009.
My
Yeah.
Who?
And
Oh.
You got Instagram 2012.
Yeah.
I had
for sure,
Facebook
so-
in 2006. So.
I
You were in
probably did
college
too.
before me.
Mhm.
So and then Instagram, I automatically was putting my like anything bikini modeling, anything like that related, which was so frowned upon in the beginning. It was like,
It was
what
like
are you doing?
scenery
slut?
photos and food.
Yeah, it was like you're such a slut. It was like your hand, like like nail whatever it's called.
I actually don't remember what kind of pictures I was posting back then, but bikini pictures were those getting like shit talked?
Yes.
Would they get taken down?
No, they didn't have that then. It wasn't like that well equipped then on Instagram. But I was.
How about those initial filters and those borders?
The sepia.
The borders.
Nashville filter with the white borderline. It's so basically yellow.
So bad. We should bring them back. Bring it back.
They finally, just like a year ago, finally changed them all.
I actually.
They're better now.
I got Instagram.
They were the same for a decade.
They were.
Really?
Yeah.
I got Instagram, and my boyfriend at the time actually, I remember yelling at me for taking a bathroom selfie and posting it, and I was clothed. It was just me in the bathroom taking a selfie, and I posted it and like freaked out about it. It was the most bizarre shit I've ever experienced.
Wow.
It wasn't even a thirst trap.
Audacity.
And I was wearing baggy ass clothes. It was nothing about it was sexy or it was so
we're
stupid.
the creators, like we started social media, like the millennials, like we were the first to just dive right into social media and we didn't know what it was. So we created the craziness.
The environment that we're living in.
We'd go out and we'd upload 100 photos to Facebook with no edits.
I'm so sorry.
This would be like our digital cameras on our arms, like carrying it around the clubs and like the bars.
Our generation, millennials created the selfie.
Yes.
We did. It's fucking ours. It's fucking ours.
We did that. We take initiative.
Unfortunately, duck face.
Yes, I know.
I'm still using it.
We're trying to get rid of it.
Don't get rid of it.
I like the duck
face. It's fun sometimes.
Yeah. So I dove right into Instagram and I was posting all my bikini modeling stuff. I was getting slut shamed and I didn't care. And then eventually, there was I was doing fitness competition. I did every fucking thing.
Oh yeah, you showed me photos.
I did everything I could ever. I was like, if modeling agencies won't hire me, if I can't, if I have to be 5'7" at the time, that was the curriculum. You had to be like 5'7", skinny, petite, like whatever. And I just made it my thing. Like I was like, I'm going to be a model. I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I'm going to do it. I don't know how. I don't know what. I don't know whatever. I'm going to just put everything into this, whatever this is. Mm. So, when people are always ask me like, how do you become a model? I'm like, you're just a model. You just say that's what you are. That's what you are. And then you just continue.
That's what happened with me. I heard Gaga say, fake it till you make it. And I was like, I'm fucking doing that. And I fucking did it.
And look at him. Lady Gaga, guys.
Thank you, Gaga. She's my god. That's who I pray to at night.
So yeah, I went to like a car scene eventually. Like I was traveling. I did a bikini pageant or a bikini.
How Playboy of you.
I know, right? I did a bikini contest at a car show, but it's like they're actually big venues. I'm going to bring up Kazumi, but Kazumi is getting ready to do one. I did the one that she's getting ready to do that like 7 years ago. But yeah, I won that and they started paying for me to travel across the country and then I was collaborating. So this wasn't a thing, but we started shooting with each other and things were going viral. And I couldn't tell you what year this was. When did I graduate? When did I get out of college? What year is it right now? 2018.
You probably got out of college in 2012.
2012.
2018 would be.
I was then in 2010.
2014.
I was 2014, but I took a couple years off.
I graduated in 2012, but I had multiple degrees.
Yeah.
So 2014, 2015 or whatever, that's when I was doing all of that stuff. And when we were blowing up, we were going viral. It was so easy to go viral, but no one was doing what we were doing.
Yeah.
So like I'm in like bikini or lingerie shit and I'm collabing with girls, which wasn't called collaborating at the time. You just did it like, hey, you want to shoot with me? Yeah, let's tag each other. Okay, let's post at the same time. Let's, get clout from this. And it wasn't called clout at the time either. It was called nothing.
There was no words.
There was no words. You just did it and you saw that something was happening and you're getting likes. You weren't getting paid for anything. And then eventually I was still doing the fitness stuff too. And I saw a company, a big company, I don't even want to say, but a big giant supplement company, and they started paying people. And then I started meeting people in that industry and I knew how much they were getting paid. And I was like, fuck, what am I doing wrong? And then eventually I was signed to like a sponsor, like a fitness, like a supplement brand. And I was making a lot of money with the sponsor at that time when I was competing. And I don't know, I just kind of like started doing more and more and different platforms were coming up. Yeah. So they were kind of like OnlyFans, but they weren't like tech savvy.
When were you like wow, like I'm fucking sexy. I'm gonna keep doing this. You know, like because you've been doing this over a decade.
I know.
Yeah,
since I was like 12.
Like, because you went to school for interior design, but then you're like, oh, I started doing bikini shots. Like,
to
you
be
just
quite
realize
honest,
you're like, I'm fucking sexy. I'm just gonna own this.
Yeah. So to be honest, when I was doing the bikini pageants, because they were very proper, you know, like botch.
Yeah.
It was, you know, a sash and a crown, and you had to walk a specific way and whatever. And I wasn't winning them at all. Like, and I was like, what the fuck? And there was this one I did in Pittsburgh, and it's fucking Pittsburgh. Like, it's like, it's not like Los Angeles where if you're a 15 in Pittsburgh, you're a fucking 6 over here, you know, and you go compete against 30 girls and you're last. I would take that as a compliment, but you know, it's fucking Pittsburgh. I was against 5 girls and I got 5th. And so, I wasn't confident at all. I think I just kept going because I was like, fuck this. Like, I don't fucking care. Fuck this. Like, awesome. So like my ego was never boosted. Like I just kind of just kept going because I wanted it so bad because I got told no so much that I was just like, fuck this. It's like if a Tyra Banks can make it, if a fucking Heidi Klum can make it, why can't I do exactly that but in my own way, you know?
Yeah.
So I
That's
think
so
my
awesome to hear though that you were so
ambitious
after being declined over and over and over and over.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I am the way I am now. Like I break rules.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like rules. I like to follow my own guide. I like to do my own thing, and I like to. I have a lot of self-control, I guess, and I have control issues.
Well, it sounds like a lot of times you're just trusting your gut and going with what you wanted, and it paid off. So now that's how you play by the rules. That's how your rule book now.
Yes,
you know?
exactly. Yeah. And I'm very. I literally I don't think there's an off day, and you guys know there's never fucking an off moment. Your brain is always going.
No, you're always working. You're always working. I mean, you're like us. That's always working.
That's the really cool.
Oh, you're sitting there on your phone. I'm like, no, I'm editing or I'm posting. Or I'm looking at Twitter for someone to collab with.
Yes.
I'm always fucking
working. No one understands.
That's the great thing about like everyone's like, oh, you're on boss, you can do whatever you want, but it's like when you're not doing something, you feel bad because you're like, I could be working.
So unless. And
so my
we can backtrack
my aha moment, right?
Okay,
was probably, gosh, I don't even know. Let me think. It probably was only like a few years ago. Maybe right before pandemic. Maybe 2018 or 2019. I don't know what exactly I did. Companies were reaching out to me. I had a magazine company. It was called Super Street Magazine. I don't think it's a thing anymore. But they reached out to me and wanted to pay me to host. Super Street's a really big thing. So if people are watching this and they, have cars or really into cars and stuff like that, they would know. I was hosting for that year for them, and when they reached out to me, I was like, oh, okay. It was just like, okay, this is like a thing. And I loved hosting. I loved being on stage. I loved being in front of people. I was so comfortable with just like doing all of that stuff. At the time too, World Star was a really big thing. And I did these little clips for World Star. It was like every other week. I forgot all about this. Now I'm thinking about everything I've done. I'm like, it's all coming back.
I'm not familiar with World Star.
It might not be in like chronological order as I'm speaking, but World Star had this like, it was called like Under the Covers, or like you were just talking about like little secrets, and it was like a bed. It was in their studio. They had a really big, nice studio, and it was like a bed scene, and you just sat on the bed and you would talk about like sex things, or it was like sex in the sheets or something like that. I'm sure I can find it on my phone later. And they reached out to me to do that weekly. So it was like people were started to reach out to me in like 2018. And I had a lot of shit go viral and stuff. And that's when it was my like, okay.
Yeah.
Boosting my ego. But I still took on any job, whether it was 0, 1,000, whatever, whatever the price was, as long as it made sense to me and my brand, I still did everything, because I would have friends like, oh, can you come on my podcast, or can you come do this for me? I'm like, yeah, sure. Why not? You know? I know there's a thing now, like at the point in my career, I do decline a lot of things because I know my worth. But at the time, I was just willing to do whatever just to keep that momentum going and keep making money. And
we understand that for sure.
Yeah.
Totally.
But I did so much. And I think that was my not peak, because I have peaks all the time.
So now you are where you are, and you have a following on many different platforms. Kind of, I don't know if you can share, kind of your stats if you want, for people who kind of don't know who you are, but kind of give us maybe your 5 major rules, like with business, with running, like when you wake up each day, like these are the priorities of like success for you.
Okay. So, nobody knows this in the house, actually. So
I'm so pumped.
Good.
I am a mother.
In the world, right?
I'm a mother. So I have a toddler. I get up at 5 and I call my daughter. So that's my biggest business. That's my business. That's, a very rewarding thing. And then I probably go back to sleep for a couple hours, and I wake back up and I check my properties. I have 2 properties. I'm working on one. One's third in the making. And I check the cameras. I check my management. I check the stats. I check the seasons, the games, I'm literally checking everything that would make sense for my properties, because they're both in the same location.
Mm-hmm.
I'm constantly checking that one. That one stresses me out the most.
The properties?
The properties, yeah. And then I have...
I can relate to that.
We have that, but he does all that, so I have no idea how that feels.
I manage it.
I decorated it, and I've never been back.
He's just like, oh, we're making money? Okay, great.
Cool, this looks cute. Let's buy it.
I love that for you guys. Oh.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm doing that. That's the most stressful one, but that's the one that I always wanted my entire life, was to own property.
I feel like that's kind of how you are.
Yeah. And then that's really, really rewarding in itself. And then I have ATM machines that kind of just run themselves.
Which is so cool to me. I didn't even think about people.
I've never met anyone that owns an ATM machine. So meeting you and hearing that, like, I never used
the ATM machine. I'm like, ooh, I wonder who owns this.
Yeah, I just assumed it was owned by a bank. Like, I didn't know you could individually own an ATM machine.
Making money off of people taking money out of the bank.
Listen,
it's crazy.
They're all.
So now I know those ATM fees. When I see them, I'm like, oh, that's going to someone specific.
Yeah.
Oh, this one's $750 versus $250.
That motherfucker.
That bitch.
Listen. If you're the only ATM in the biggest club in the entire state, then you're making a lot of money.
Yeah.
And lucky for me, I have a close connect that runs the biggest place in Pennsylvania, and it has the highest alcohol sales in the entire state of Pennsylvania.
That's sick.
So I have 2 ATMs in those. So
you're checking on those constantly.
Yeah,
that's part of your. That's part of your day.
Yes, I'm checking on the numbers. But I do have someone running it, so I have to pay.
Who goes and refills
it.
them?
Yes. They check all the numbers for that. And a lot of it's electronic too. So that's my third, and then. But that's super quick. I check, I scroll to check the cameras. Sometimes my cameras don't fucking load here. So that's why I'm sneaking out all the time, because I need to fucking check my shit.
You've been sneaking out?
Just kidding.
I thought you've literally been in this house the whole time.
No, I'm just kidding.
This is
She's here the most. She's here the
most.
I put in work when I'm here. Like it's not like I'm gone during the day.
No one says otherwise.
Yeah. So I get no sleep here. I'm on 4 hours of sleep here. Maybe 4 hours a night average, give or take. But yeah, and then what was it? Did I say 3?
That was 3, yeah.
That was 3.
So
daughter doesn't really count, but yeah, it does. It's just part of my system.
Yeah.
I adapt to that.
The 5 you're asking the 5 most important parts of your day, or whether you're you're checking
so
out.
Then,
so your daughter, your business, your properties, your ATMs.
Mm-hmm. Once I check those businesses, I go straight into OnlyFans and check those numbers, and then social media. Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter. What else do I have? I don't.
And wait, let's tell everyone, how long have you been on OnlyFans?
I started OnlyFans actually in 2018 or 2017 when they kind of started.
Yes, because they started in 2017. Mm-hmm. So you've been around a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You would think my following would be way bigger than what it is now. Some
it's
people got.
Wait. Let's say how big it is. What is it?
Well, it's 0.
That's your Instagram.
Not the Instagram.
Well,
we want to talk about the Instagram.
We can talk about that real quick. I was.
If you can get her Instagram back,
Somebody, for God's sakes.
Well, by the time this is out, that I hope that.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Tense. What are you talking about?
Yes, if you can get my Instagram back, get it back. Fuck. It's at 300,000, about 300,000. And they're very, very, very loyal because I go on my Instagram. I tell you guys this all the time. I don't look this good all the time. I don't look like 11
we know.
all the time. I look like a fucking.
You look like it, like a
9.5.
Like 70% of the time.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
You're pretty put together.
You look amazing all the time.
I'll say that.
Wait, I do want to just let's brag a little bit. Like what is your percentage on OnlyFans? You're in the top points. What?
Let's check. I mean,
You got okay.
Ours
Probably
changes
top.
every day.
It changes every day for sure.
I mean, can I say how many subscribers you have?
Absolutely, I don't care.
Yeah, she's a free page.
I don't.
Yeah,
care.
you have
I have a free account.
60,000 subscribers. You're doing amazing.
Wait, let me correct you on that. I have.
Never mind. It's more.
58.7.
Okay.
I just
60,000.
Yes, 60,000. We're gonna round up. Let's see. Where is my percentage?
Just so you know, when we
I think
talk
it's statements.
this is
It'll be at the top.
Statements. Yes, you're right.
This is we're talking to businesswomen galore right here on OnlyFans.
So now 1.4, which is really not good for me. It's usually point something.
Okay.
You know?
So you're typically in the top 1%, which is it's actually where we're at. We're in the top 1%.
We're always in the top 1%.
You know, I think that's a. I mean, I would love to be in the top 0.00 something of whatever, but 1%, we gotta acknowledge that.
If we're in the 1%, I'm
so the only reason I think that I'm in that right now is because my content has been very, very weak during
the Instagram blackout.
Yes, this whole thing, because I promote literally every day, a couple times a day. I subliminally put something in there. Sometimes I don't even say click the link. I'll just be like, oh, guess where this is going to be, you know.
So something that's interesting, you know, we have a paid page, you know, and we do custom stuff in the messages and make extra money there. But a lot of the girls in the house, including you, have free pages and, you know, sell more things.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of talk about what you make like most of your money off of. Lives or videos you send out or messages.
And also add to that just like how you you're talking to people and then you sell them. How are you selling them?
So it is a very interesting, like the dynamic is just like
it's so different than what we do.
Everyone runs their page differently, so that's
different.
So cool
and I love hearing about you guys and how it runs, and it is a lot harder for you guys. I'm realizing that I never even thought about, you know, being gay creators and like.
And of course, why would you?
Why would I? Until now, and I love that. I love that.
Waste of brain power for you.
I love that about being in this house because I learned so much from everyone else, and everyone doesn't think I can learn, but I am learning from so many of you, and it's just like, I don't know, it's motivating. But yeah, I would say that I don't go live all the time, but when I go live, which is like once maybe every 2 weeks or once a month. It just depends on what's going on or who I have on or if I'm collaborating or if it's my own thing. Can we shut the door? I'm getting chilly.
Oh,
no, are you too hot?
Can someone shut the door?
Can someone shut the door?
Thank you so much.
Sorry, I'm like.
Did she come? Did Kasumi come in?
I think she did.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, I didn't even notice. Okay, cool.
Where was I? I paused just so you could cut it if you need to.
No, yeah, well, I'll cut it. I'll cut it.
Okay. Content.
You can start over if you want.
Or as I.
You're talking about
how we run it. You're still learning.
You're learning how everyone runs their business.
So with me, yes, I go, either live every 2 weeks, or if I'm super busy, whatever the case may be, I will go live once a month. When I go live, yes, I make a shit ton of money. But I put in a lot of work.
I've noticed
live, and it's worth it because
you taught us. We did our live, and it was very successful.
Love what I taught you guys,
yeah.
And we can get into that whenever I'm done with this one. But I would say I make the most on lives, but I don't go live consistent. So that's where I make a lot of money. For not as frequent as I'm doing.
But if you did it every week, it would lose its value.
It would lose its value. For sure. So I make the most in messages in general. Mm-hmm. So I'll sell something, upsell something, requests. Usually that stuff. Like it's all in the messages. I know you guys are different because you're a paid page.
Right.
So
Our page is works. Everything is they pay subscription. It's kind of like Netflix. You pay the subscription and everything's just available. I mean, and then on top of that, we do private message. I talk to people all day long, and then if people want a custom like video, I do that for
or
them.
just like a cute video or whatever it may be.
But I've found from living in this house that the common thing for women to do is have a free page, and then people pay for everything that they see, that seems to go over really well. That doesn't seem to go over super well with the gay community.
So we started a free page. We haven't really done much with it. We're just growing it. And we're going to kind of test it out.
We're going to try it out.
Give people the option to subscribe to us, or maybe they just want to be on the free page and buy a video every couple months.
Right.
You know, so and that way no one can complain. They, just pick your poison, kind of.
Yeah.
You know.
But we can talk about like, we at this point will have seen it. Like we learned a lot from you about going live. I think that was really cool. We had given up on lives.
I think we looked at lives like we look at our page where, it's the gay people and the gay subscribers, and they are a little greedier. They, they expect that sex video every week and all that sort of stuff. So we would go into live and we'd be naked in the first 10 minutes, I
was like, stop it right now.
We'd start the live in underwear.
Yeah.
And we'd feel a little like, oh, we're just giving and giving and giving, and no one's appreciating it. But we learned from you to pull back and let people really show that they want what you're giving.
Yeah,
and they showed that.
Yeah, we didn't give them the benefit of the doubt that they'd like the kind of dress teased moment, and they did. So it's just a lesson we learned.
So
we took a bunch of notes.
Yeah, and then you guys took the notes and you adjusted it to your theme, your vibe, your people, your demographic, whatever. And it seemed you guys scheduled it out. Like what? I told you guys to do a week in advance. You promoted it. You guys promoted it pretty hard.
We promoted it hard. I mean, the biggest tip was the helper, in my opinion, and like letting them buy us drinks. And our helper even was like, oh, it should be $5 a button. Like that was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did not, of course, make as much as the amazing Steph Mi makes on her live, but I'm very happy with what we did.
Yeah,
you guys crushed.
I think we crushed it for our first time, and it was a great.
I heard someone did a live like a couple days after us and made like a fourth of what we made. So
let's just say it was. Chase did a live a couple days after us, and he made.
He's blasted all of us on his stupid ass podcast.
So that was literally around the same time. So you can watch it.
Listen, if Chase would have taken notes. He would have done a little bit better.
Chase is too much of a douchebag.
I don't think he knows how to write or read.
Yeah.
Also that.
If he's gonna make up fucking false narratives, I'm gonna make them up too.
So we've
game set match, bitch.
We've all been in this house. The last few weeks, we've all been learning from each other's trauma or just businesses. Like, is there anything that you've taken away from this experience?
Actually, you know what?
So far?
Yeah, of course. I am always around so many different, usually women, in the modeling industry. So, whether it was the car, the fitness, freelancing, photo shoots, brands, brand deals, whatever, I've never been around at one time in this amount of time, kind of forced to be around. I didn't get to choose these people. And I've been learning to adapt very easily to you guys. And honestly, I've been learning to get extra motivated because you guys do
Me too.
so many different things. And even from it doesn't matter how many followers you have. It doesn't matter what, the platforms. I can ask Ava for Snapchat stuff. I can ask Brandon, what he thinks. Honestly, Brandon's the stylist, to be quite honest.
Yeah,
I love Brandon's style.
Or I get actual therapeutic advice from him, But I've learned so many different things about so many different avenues. You guys in general, you just showed me an app where I can upload to multiple platforms at once.
Oh, the Reaper.
Ava's a ad genius.
Oh God.
And they're cohesive. I feel like without Vinny, there wouldn't be Ava. Vice versa. There wouldn't be that couple power move that you guys are on a different level.
Well, we've been together a lot longer.
Been together so much longer, so you guys just know how to adapt to each other in different environments and stuff like that. But
it's so much easier to flow together because we're gay men and we have the same amount of subscribers, and what people are looking for in one of us, they get in both of us. Where Ava and Vinny, they're really trying to navigate.
For sure,
that.
for sure.
I don't even know how I would do that.
Yeah, and even
honestly.
Kazumi, I know she came in a little bit later, but like you can learn from her. Like I'm learning verbiage, things, just things I just never thought about before, where I guess I was never not empathetic about certain things that I would say, but I tease a lot, I joke a lot, and maybe you guys learn from a business standpoint, but I'm learning for like personalities and adjusting to just different people, personalities, sexes, and different like levels of the OnlyFans creators. Like one does, and it's extreme to me, it may not be extreme to you, but like I'm learning about how everyone just moves, and I love that, and I honestly like absorb it like a sponge. And sometimes you guys see me sit back and just listen, and I just listen to people speak and their language and their expressions, and I just learn from that in general. But I don't know if you guys noticed, it's very rewarding when I help. I love helping.
I've noticed that.
It's like my passion.
You get fulfillment from it.
Yes,
from that,
I love it. And so whenever I learn about someone, I want to help them. If I don't know anything about you, I can't help you. You know what I mean? So as I get close, I start to consider these people like family. Like you're around these people more than our own families right now.
I'll be so honest. When during quarantine and all this stuff was taken off, and you could literally watch your following just increase in front of your eyes. It's not really like that anymore. I definitely think I've lost ambition and motivation to get to the next level. I was like, okay, this is everything's plateaued. This is just what it is. Like, this is what I'm working with. But moving in here, like I'm like a fire lit under my ass, and I just like want to be the best now. Right. I want to be the best.
Yes, it makes you want to be the best, because of the people you're around.
Yeah.
But if we weren't around these people, we would normally be around our little communities that we created ourselves. We chose those communities. We didn't choose these people. We knew what we signed up for, but we didn't choose these people. This has pushed me to like try things and be just better in everything that we're doing. Yeah. And it's working. It's fucking working. Yeah, like working. I feel like we are better than we were 6 weeks ago. Yeah. It's amazing, honestly. I love that. No, I mean, I say this a lot. It's probably like fucking broken record, but like as a parent, yes, I learned to adjust and adapt that way, but this has taught me to adjust and adapt to adults and different personalities and strengths and weaknesses, and I don't know, like really, really be patient and observe and care and put TLC into people's, I don't know, just enjoy like the comfort of like the hustlers, like I'm not around people like that every single day. I'm around the people that I chose to be around. So it's just coming into this, I actually thought we were going to be the least experienced. I thought we were going to be the novices, and being here and just the way we build each other up and talk about each other and are impressed by each other and support each other. Like I feel like we're fucking experts. Like I feel that way. I did not feel that way before we got here. I feel like everyone's experts in their own mediums. Yeah.
Well, that's what I
it's so impressive.
Always realized about OnlyFans is like everyone runs their OnlyFans a little bit differently. So any person I've ever collabed with in the gay community always runs it a little bit differently, but we never interact with women. So I was so excited to come into this house and interact with some women. Yeah, because you guys are always around gay guys, right? But I know that women run it. I knew that women run it a little bit differently. I already knew that women get to do kind of less. Yes, to make more. Absolutely. For sure.
In the OnlyFans world, it's it's opposite than the real world.
Maybe there's some bitterness in there, but like I still came in being like, I want to learn from what everyone does. So, I feel like that's what we've been
I'm
doing,
a little different when I feel like my numbers are getting slow and stuff like that. I do throw these events, I call, and I bring on like 5-6 girls that are like fit into kind of a niche and like bring them together. I provide the clothes, I provide the photographer, I provide like everything, and we're collabing as one, or we can collab one-on-ones, or we could do 2, 3, whatever at the same time. You get months and months worth of content, and that's a lot of work for me. That's a lot of work.
Well, why don't we tell for those who don't know, like when you say like you're collabing with girls right now, what does that mean for you? What does that go on? I don't think what goes on your page
mentioned that you don't do explicit.
Right. Let's talk about that.
So I am a creator. Not a lot of us.
Because Koaty and I are very explicit. Our fans know we're very explicit. But
I'm not. I am like rated R, I guess you would say, like rated R.
Yeah.
I don't show. I'm not nude. The closest I've come to nude is a sheer like top where you could see some like
nipples.
Yeah, you could see something. Or I'm in a tub and you see the silhouette of my whatever. I'm actually proud of. Huh?
Your punani.
Oh, yeah, whatever.
Your shitty kitty. It's been a shitty kitty.
I recently did one. Let me see if I can find it while I'm sitting here because I don't want it to be like super dead. So you guys can understand a little bit more. But I'll collab with anyone. So it could be like I did a girl who's a porn star. I collabed with her. I will do stuff with the girls that don't show anything, that wear lingerie. So a day like that kind of is a little bit similar. I'm listening to you guys. It's a little bit similar. You say it's a little bit, some are faster, some are slower, but like we will, I'll provide alcohol. I'll ask them what kind of alcohol. I make them feel comfortable. I try to make them feel comfortable because it's usually a stranger, or I've met them on Instagram. I've DM'd like 50,000 people just to get to that one,
Mm-hmm.
And I'll ask them what their favorite drink is, or if they drink, and I invite them over at least an hour or so beforehand, and then we get to know each other. We have fun. We like go live on Instagram for a little bit. We take shots, just to get a little loosey goosey,
Yeah.
And then I let them pick out, like I provide the outfits because sometimes they come with like the stuff that like I don't have time to like. You send me all the photos of the outfits you're wearing, and then I'm like, fuck, okay, and I have nothing to match, So I just like buy all the outfits. I have bulk of everything, and they get to keep it, take it home, whatever. And I try to match what they're wearing without being, with being myself at the same time. And then we'll play music and take shots. We'll go live, and then we create like whatever the content is that makes sense for both of us. So the one, it was like it's a really hot bathtub scene, and she's she's nude, but I'm not, and you can just see a silhouette of me, and you can see everything of her, and she's fine with it. And I let them approve of it. I don't ever I would never post something that like, I'm sure you guys are the same way. You would never post something without someone's approval. But usually I'll collab with girls that have less subscribers than me. Way less, like a quarter or something, or I just make it work no matter what. Like,
you like to just do it with people that are bigger than you too, right?
I have done it with people that are bigger than me.
You do a mix.
For
I'm sure you do like both, right?
We make it worthwhile and it makes sense. And
she's all inclusive, guys.
So it makes sense business-wise for everybody. You got to do some with people that are less subscribers than you, but you also want to work with people that are bigger than you. I'm sure that inspires you.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of who I have worked with. Kazumi's not on my list. Who I have worked with that are like people that are bigger than me, but I'm not really sure. I think it would be Kazumi. That's next.
Are you saying you're just the biggest implied nudist person out there, baby?
At least for like my content stuff, like so you can't see it because I didn't actually I think I may have uploaded it already to my hard drive. Fuck, it was a really hot scene. I'll have to show you guys later, I guess, because it's gonna take forever. But But yeah, it's like a bathtub scene. I dim the lights. I put it on low light on my phone, and we get in the tub, and she's topless, and I'm still like doing stuff to her, like maybe washing her body or something while she's topless, but you can't see anything of me.
Yeah.
So, and then they'll buy it, and then we also do stuff like I'll be sitting there, like I'll put the camera down, and I'm like, okay, guys, this is my girlfriend for the night, and then I introduce them, and I'm like, we're going to take some shots. That's like the pre-context of things, like to get them like, who is this? What's going on? What's going on? She's hot. Yeah. Okay. What's the next thing, you know? And I always intro it like that. Very natural, very like whatever, and then whenever the good stuff comes out, I'm like, oh, just kidding.
So you do like a video to sell for both of you, like for your mass messages. You do like photos to post for promotion, for feed, and then you'll do a live with them.
And then we'll do a live. Okay. And then the live ends with like, let's just say that she's almost fully naked. Then I'm like, if you want to see her full thing, go to her page. Yeah. She's going to be on her page right now. So go over.
Oh, so you make them go on their live right away then? And
I want them to benefit from it. So that's what I was going to do with like Ava and stuff
like that. So then that's why you're like, the one time you're like, oh, I don't split the live because I do my live and then she does her live afterwards.
Yes. Okay. And I don't make them do full stuff because it doesn't, I feel like it's taking away from, money-wise, like it's taking away, I still want them to get the subscribers, but I don't want them to show too much on my page. Because
do you, so does the live, like when you're switching lives, is like a high percentage volume go over to hers right away, or
when I end it, like where they're kind of like peak of like, oh, I don't even know what they're doing behind the screen, you know, but when I end it like that, yes, it will. I have a structure, and you guys know that like I'm very strategic about this, and it doesn't look like it whenever I'm doing it because it's very natural. I make it very intimate. But yeah, I have a full.
Oh my God, we could totally do that with guys. And then have them get on their own live.
Yeah.
Eventually with the suits.
Yes.
Thing.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
as it evolves.
I think I definitely want to do a live with someone next time.
Yeah. I think we want to, because we did ours in a suit.
Yeah.
I don't feel if you saw it. We're going to try to do it 2 or 3 months, every 2 or 3 months. But I think we want to stick with that suit theme.
Absolutely.
Also because the suit, people love guys in a suit. And then there's also more clothes to take off.
Yeah, for sure.
So that I think was the win with that.
So I did discuss that with you guys. I was like, I start fully clothed, like a robe.
For some reason, we didn't even think of that.
It was very hot, but like people, I mean, when people like seeing us in the suits, you know, like, and then they just enjoyed undressing us.
I'm still wowed by the $5 button thing. Like, someone was just like, okay, and just threw $75 in.
Right.
And we were counting our buttons. We're like, okay.
So
how'd you count those buttons so fast?
So we don't have a lot of time left, so I kind of wanted to ask you like one last question. Like, what is like the 5-year plan? Like, where do you want to be in 5 years? You want to be owning a bunch of properties? You want to still be doing the OnlyFans? Like,
still in this house with us?
Still living in this house?
A yes.
She's with us. You
Honestly,
know, like, let's end there. Where do we see Steph Mi?
People always ask me a plan, right? And I don't necessarily have like these like future plans. I think they're kind of old school to me at least. Because trends happen and things happen and apps shut down and new apps get created and you just don't know.
Well, I didn't think I would ever have been here 5 years ago.
Exactly. So but things change. I don't necessarily have that kind of 5-year plan, but eventually I think I would I'm a control freak. I think eventually I love being in front of the camera. I love speaking. I love entertaining. I love doing all of that stuff. I think eventually I'd like to get into like producing or something like that.
Yeah.
I think I'd be great at that. And I'm very intrigued by everything that happens on the
production produce
side.
Our podcast so our camera doesn't die.
I don't know about that. I'd like maybe a red camera or something. But yeah, I think that eventually I would love to get into something like that. But again, I love entertaining. I love being in front of the camera. I think I love speaking. I love presenting. I love doing all of that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's acting so much that I like. I've taken acting classes, improv, all that.
We did improv.
We did do an improv.
Speaking of improv. Let's not go there right now.
But yeah, I think that would be not so much business. Yes, does money buy happiness? Absolutely. It's my dopamine.
Yeah.
But it's not even the money factor. It's just like what I want to do that just makes me happy. And currently right now, I think that I'm saying that would make me happy. I don't know. In 4 years, I could change. Things could change.
Yeah, totally.
And don't you think being in this business, I feel like that's the question that are asked the most. Like, are you happy? Are you happy doing this? Like, I'm doing this because I'm like depressed or something.
Also, people are like, oh, you can't do this forever. It's like, you can't do any job forever.
Exactly.
Like, you kind of always have to have an exercise.
But also, I'm always going to have a penis. So like, I can probably do this forever.
As I get older people are going to like what I'm doing. Like,
or when people are like, what happens if OnlyFans shut down? And I'm like, what happens if you get fired from your job?
Yeah.
What happens if your job shuts down?
Yeah.
What's your plan?
Like,
like what the fuck? Like
everyone works in companies that become obsolete.
Exactly. So yeah, they don't think like that. We do, and you know,
we just people don't ask that to people in other industries. We get asked that.
Yes.
It's annoying.
Which is crazy, right?
Yeah.
Like if you ask that, it's
also,
like.
I love when people are like, "Oh, you do OnlyFans? Like, how much do you make?" Like, I never hear someone's job and just automatically
like, "How much?
It's
do you
so
make?"
fucked up.
Yeah,
It's so messed up.
Oh, you do? Wait, what do you make on OnlyFans?
Yeah.
Like,
or
why is that the automatic question? Like,
I'm not telling you.
You work in tech. I don't just be like, "Oh, how much do you make?" Oh, you make that much? Oh,
they
I
say
could do
stuff
that.
like, oh, now I forget what my train of thought was, but yeah, they ask how much you make, and I forget what I was going to say.
They're very
next.
free to ask how much we make.
I know.
Yeah, for some reason that doesn't fall under the normal job etiquette.
It's like I know they don't mean anything by it, but like it is kind of like a little bit rude in the sense of like you don't do that with other people's industries.
Right.
So rude.
It's not the automatic.
Actually, I remember.
It's not the second question you ask.
It's when people are like, "Oh, you do OnlyFans? I thought about doing that. What do you think I should? Well, like, how do you do it? What do you think I should do?" Bitch, no.
Yeah.
Like, no. we learned from scratch. Now, if you're genuinely, truly interested, I will teach somebody, but like you're not interested.
I just say
I'm not interested in people that want to do it as a side hustle anymore.
We say, do you have a following somewhere? Because you need a following somewhere else. That is the step one. So work on that and then come back to me.
And then come back to me. Yes. But yeah, I was just...
Guys, this has been really fun.
This was so fun.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Having me. I'm the first guest, right?
You are our first guest. So...
Take out your titties.
No.
It's not this channel is not implied.
Oh, God. Well, thank you so much for joining. We'll be back next week with another video.
Thanks.
All right.
Thanks. Bye.